So the focus and the maybe taking your time and taking things slowly, that's something you guys can take for your touring experiences. You got another warm-up we're going to do for you.
Yeah, we got another warm-up. Our next warm-up is going to be one-word story. For one-word story, the way it starts, pretty simple. You start at one end of your group, you're working around, each person only says one word, but you're adding to the story with each word until you can actually come to a reasonable conclusion to your story. Since the tornadoes were not first, well, we're not going to say anything else about that. Since they were not first, we're going to let you guys start us off with one-word story. So now everyone can focus, see what they're doing, and then we'll jump from group to group. But we'll start with Dwight, because I remember his name.
Suddenly.
Oh. Just one word.
Just one word.
Suddenly around
Noon. It happened.
Before.
And
once.
the hail started. Porcupine.
Burrowing.
Into
A.
cabinet.
All right, that's the button.
All right, so you had a short story about hail around noon causing a porcupine to burrow into a cabinet.
Right, but we kind of get the idea of one person and around the circle.
Pretty good children's book, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Which group would like to volunteer to go next?
I will always volunteer.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Morning.
we went to
White House.
that's 2 words. Well, we coast.
Of love.
For the Obama birthday.
There you go. Celebrated.
Annually.
On that day.
I know, right?
It slowly evolved into several words. But it,
Improv.
We're just so used to counting up from the last game.
yeah, I know. But that was good. There was no porcupines, but you can see that it flowed around. You're adding into each thing. So now, for a shorter one, we'll go with, is this torfection or the torfectors?
Torfecta.
The torfecta, okay.
Because there's 3 of us, get it?
No.
Trifecta,
There
Were many
of
groundhogs
sleeping within
Puxatawny.
Bill's
Cabinet.
travel bed.
Now we understand why the porcupine was so desperate to get in there.
It's a big cabinet.
All right. Covered with hail.
This is contagiously colonial, right?
Yes.
All right, contagiously colonial.
Um,
May.
Last night,
Aye.
Saw.
something
Strange.
And
creepy
While.
Aye.
Was.
sleeping.
In.
A.
Cabinet.
I like the build-up we're doing here with this.
Does it have to be a run-on sentence, or can it end, but then the story still continues?
The sentence can end, the story can still continue.
Just
The
curious.
point, yeah, no, the point is finding the button there. I figured to end you guys when you said cabinet. I think cabinet's gonna be my key word here.
Yeah, it is.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody that hasn't played this game with their grandkids in the car?
I don't have grandkids.
I played it quietly.
All right, tour de farce. You came in first in the last game, so I'm expecting a winding and entrancing story from you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
Who would like to start?
My. What happened yesterday?
It was
Terrifying.
And
Honey. At
the shiplap
cabinet.
Cabinet.
I'd like to piece that together and put different parts before you guys could start the story, then they could burrow about the porcupines. Go back, it'd be perfect.
Cool.
And then, of course, we'd end it talking about Obama's annual birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good that he has it annually. That's pretty good planning up there.
All right, so I think you guys feel pretty warmed out, unless you want to do crazy eights with them.
We could try crazy games.
Just to shake out.
Yes. Okay. So everybody, really quickly stand up. You can do this basically at your table. Might want to push in your chair. You won't need too much space for this.
We're going to preface this with don't hurt yourself.
Oh yeah, you guys all signed my
Don't hurt yourself.
All right.
Anything that happens, you're liable.
Exactly. Remember Tom's name and forget mine completely. Remember that is Tom with a T. All right. So we're going to do this called Crazy Eights. I'm going to explain it. Tom is going to demonstrate it. So Crazy Eights, you count down, or count up. Count, right? Count up to 8. While you're doing that, you shake your extremities. For instance,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
and then the next round you would have one less. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
and as it goes, it speeds up to your comfort level until you get all the way down to the final one, at which point, 1, 1, 1. Exactly. You just kind of dance like a scarecrow.
Yes.
All right?
okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, Helping your brain.
I think you need a little coffee.
Didn't they do that in the King's Speech?
I go like this.
Right.
All right. So everyone can sit back down now.
Oh, boy.
Get the blood flowing down.
Put on some exercise for a day. Skip the mile run.
All right, so now we are going to start with our first improv game. It's called Alphabet Answer, and the tenets that we talked about earlier that it focuses on are focus, like the countdown game, and give and take. So basically, the way that this works is you guys all kind of know each other already, but we're gonna have you guys ask each other some questions that you might not normally. So this table over here, I want you guys to ask yourselves what excites you the most about this job. And when we start the activity, don't start yet, basically you all will have to answer it in a circle, and you will have to start with the next letter of the alphabet. So an example of this would be if me and Justin are just talking, and I say, all day, the only thing I've done is eat biscuits. He would say,
Boulder Dash, I fed you a sandwich.
A and then B. So, and we'll give you guys the letter too, the letter N. You guys can start with the letter N, and but first let's just give you guys all a question. So you guys,
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I'll recap when we go through.
Not lost.
But first I'll just give you guys the question you're answering. So you guys will be what excites you most about this job. You will be what are you going to do after this workshop. You guys will be what is your favorite spot to tour. You guys will be what's the funniest thing that's ever happened on a tour. And yours will be what is the weirdest thing that's ever happened. So you guys are all going to answer that question, the question that was assigned to your group, and you will have to start with the letter of the alphabet that we give you, and then work your way through it, like we did in the exam. Does that make more sense at all? So, if I'm answering the question, what excites you most about this job, and I'm being given the letter N to start with, I might say, nobody bothering me on my bathroom breaks. And then the next person in the circle would have to do O, because that's what happens after N.
True.
Yes, okay, so they might say, only taking my favorite people on tours, and they just keep answering the question in the order of the alphabet. Does it make a little bit more sense now? Yes. Okay, awesome. So you guys have your questions. We're gonna give you your letters now. We'll give you guys L, V, Q,
Good one.
C, and F. All right. So you guys do this and see how well you can do it, if you can do it.
Quickly, I pulled the children. What was our favorite place?
Funniest thing ever happened.
Everybody
Doing my shoestrings actually.
Statue gives me an opportunity to compare Thurgood Marshall with
Every child wanting to go swimming at the harbor.
Under the
falling off a railing at the school.
Captain Mike's.
Finding the
Visualizing.
Oh, okay. Going
Where watermark is
going around the neighborhood without my shoes on.
Xenophobia. Young people love the statue.
I had my petticoat fall off walking down the
Roger.
That's the winner. That's the winner.
It's true.
Jumping, zoning out and acting by the
What was your winner?
Always take them in the state house when it's raining.
Killing some nasty little kids.
Not funny.
I would like to hear the rest of that story.
Not funny. Makes me feel bad.
Well, we're supposed to just make it up, right?
But they can also be true stories.
Front steps of my house while smoking cigarettes.
Mrs. Marion.
Raindrops down Maryland Avenue. Everywhere is John Paul Jones.
Fun and Games by Billy the Country Ride. Ice cream game.
Get all the kids together near the bathroom.
About how I was dressed. I asked if I was retired. Islands in the distance.
Has everyone had a chance to play? Go down? All right. Yeah? Good? All right, great.
Right, so same as before, did you guys encounter any challenges doing this activity?
Yes.
Knowing the alphabet, yeah, that helps a lot.
We're helping you guys with counting and the alphabet today. Those are our two.
We feel like
those are our two main
you
goals.
need those skills. Any other challenges that you guys encountered? X and Z.
And you can use the sound like expect.
We went the hard way. We went
Xylophone? We play a game on stage called 90-Second Alphabet, where you gotta have a conversation with someone in 90 seconds and go through the entire alphabet, letter by letter. And you can always tell when it starts to get towards the end, because there's the same person who gets X is the same person who gets Z. So usually, like, they use up their whole brain power trying to figure out one of those. And Xylophone, Xena Warrior Princess, X-Ray, Xanthem Gum. Like, those are all things that just pop up for that. Z is also Zebra, Zoloft, Zoo.
All right. But we mentioned that this tenet also has to do a lot with focusing. Can you guys kind of see how this activity would require you to really focus? Yeah?
Not only are you listening to the person's story, which hopefully you were doing, because some of them involved killing children, but you're focusing on that, but you're also, if you're the next person up, you're thinking as well, okay, well, my next letter is good. They just said K, like my next letter is going to be L. Right? All right, good. Good. My next letter is going to be L, so I'm going to make sure I've got that ready, but you also want to hear what they're saying, so you don't repeat what they're saying or anything like that. All right? All right, so our next game, it's one of my favorites. It's called Lawyer. Some of you might remember it if you were here last year. Lawyer, what we're going to do, and we're going to let each group decide for themselves, but we're going to take turns in our group. One person is going to be the lawyer. The group decides, you guys decide what ridiculous stance you're going to give them. For instance, the only ice cream that anyone should ever eat in the world is mint chocolate chip.
That is correct.
That's a true statement.
Okay, so that one seems to be very popular. But the lawyer, the person who is chosen as your lawyer from your group will have to defend that stance to the best of their ability. And when they're done, they sit down, everyone applauds and says, well, lawyer. Well, lawyer. Just like in Bill. All right? So, let's start with you guys. The trifecta.
Kevin's the lawyer.
Kevin,
That's money
you're going to be the lawyer. Kevin, if you'd like to come up on stage. All right, so Kevin is our lawyer. Who out here has a stance that they need Kevin to defend?
I got one. You should always bring Dunkin' Donuts to the Weight Watchers meetings.
Your stance of it's always appropriate to bring Dunkin' Donuts to the Weight Watchers meeting.
My genius of a client makes a very good point. And the reason why you should bring donuts to the Weight Watchers meeting is because if you're going to meet once a week with Weight Watchers to make sure that your waistline shrinks, what better place to exercise self-control than to be at a Weight Watchers meeting with a box full of donuts? Because if you take that box full of donuts back home where you have no support system, I guarantee you that box will be empty, at least by the next day. Because we all know that day-old donuts taste great. But I digress. So having a box full of donuts of Dunkin' Donuts, nonetheless, which we all know, with exception to a rare few, are some of the best donuts around, having a box of donuts at a Weight Watchers meeting will help control your urges to finish the box and promote sharing, which, if you feel comfortable sharing donuts, maybe you'll feel comfortable sharing your story about how you are losing your weight.
Well done.